Hello everybody. Welcome back. I'm here again. Just look at my nails. I just repainted. They're still a little bit damp, so we're going to try to be a little bit careful. But hopefully they stay this cute. Look how beautiful this color is. Okay. So basically, I decided to come on here and I'm feeling like the vibe of the night is going to be, what is your inner voice trying to tell you, reveal to you? What is your higher self, your Holy Spirit trying to say, trying to tell you? Maybe you're not seeing something clearly, but your inner voice is whispering to you about something. So we're going to tap into that energy and we're going to see what it is, because maybe it can help you in some way or another. All right. I think we should just honestly jump right in. Okay, we're gonna see what your inner voice is saying to you, darling. How are you guys? How are you? I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a peaceful day. Ease energy. I might have to clear my throat a couple times because she's a little bit scratchy, but that's okay. Ooh, that's a good energy to start with. So what is your inner voice trying to tell you, collective? We're going to see what comes out. I don't want to mess up my nails. So I could have waited to start this, but I just wanted to jump right in, you know? Look at this energy, the sun. Are you bright right now? Is your energy beaming? Is your smile bright? I keep cutting the deck on Major Arcana, so I think your inner voice is quite loud right now. Your inner voice is very much telling you that you're on the right path, that you are meant to be seen, shining your light in this world, in this realm. Seems like every time I do my nails, I always mess them up. Oh my gosh, they look so pretty. Also, here's my one-eyed frog. One-eyed frog ring. Frogs might be significant. I'm feeling very colorful. I'm feeling like the energy of spring, the energy of blooming, the energy of like just color, rainbow energy. Is your aura in rainbow mode? Pardon me, my goodness. Okay, we should be good now. Yeah, it seems like there's something that you've been dreaming about, that something that has to do with like passion, that has to do with like your inner light energy. So Holy Spirit, Great Spirit, please bring forth clear and concise messages for the collective and surround this reading with protection of the highest good, highest form, and surround all those who watch this video with the highest form of protection, golden cloak of protection. Protect their mind, body, and spirit as they watch this video and forward. Thank you guys for allowing me to channel for you. It's really been fun, guys. What did I say? All these major arcanas. So your inner voice, your higher self, that inner wisdom energy is like, it's basically telling you that everything is going according to plan. It's basically telling you that the wheel is turning in your favor right now, and success and victory are yours. They're on the horizon. And I'm looking at these cards, like you see like the light and the dark energy, and then even on the Chariot here we've got this light and this darkness. So I think, and then we've got the white and the black. So it reminds me of like yin yang. It reminds me of finding that sacred balance within. Like whenever you heal your shadow, it's like you can learn how to work with your shadow. I think your shadow is where the alchemist in you comes from, collective. I think a lot of people will say like ignore the shadow, or they want you to turn away from it, not acknowledge it. But I think it's very important, because whenever you heal your shadow, or you come into union with your shadow, or you understand your shadow more, I think that opens up more understanding on how you are an alchemist, collective, how we are these like sacred alchemists who can really shift the energy one way or another depending on our intention. I think Spirit is also telling you to like roll the dice, like take a chance on something, because I feel like you are very much supported through this journey of becoming. You're meant to take these chances. You're meant to move through your shadow and your light and kind of find this balance within yourself. And I think this brings victory in doing that. Let's get deeper on this energy. Spirit, what is the collective's inner voice? What is their higher self trying to tell them at this moment? Interesting. So I think balance is being restored quicker than you think. There are certain patterns and habits that are kind of making themselves known right now, on the light aspect and on the dark aspect. And I think your inner voice, your higher self, is trying to tell you to kind of, that word ease, to kind of try and find ease through these rises and these falls. I think when we go down into the depths, we can sometimes feel like that's like the end of the world, or it's this terrible thing, like a tower moment is a terrible thing. But it's important to remember that you can build from tower moments. When things fall away, or when things reveal themselves to you, that's an opportunity for growth. That's an opportunity for alchemy. And I think it's important to know that our shadow can be such a great teacher, and that's confirmation. Your shadow is a great teacher for you. Don't allow your shadows to play you like a puppet. You need to understand that you are more in control than you might know at this point, or you might realize. Maybe you're coming into realization of that the more you trust in how the wheel moves in your life. I hope this is making sense. Yeah, you're birthing something. I think it's important to remember that, oh my gosh, 3 for 3 major arcana so far, guys. There's some big energies going on. There's big energies, big energies. So Spirit, what is the collective's inner voice, higher self, trying to tell them? Again, everything is going according to the divine plan. I think you definitely signed up for a mission coming here. And I think it's all working out how it's meant to, and you're seeing the truths that you need to see at the moments that you need to see them. You're really creating something very beautiful by doing this inner work, by doing this, by having awarenesses, having an awareness. I think your inner voice has been very clear to you, collective. Your inner voice has been very clear because you've been very much aware. You're a very conscious person. You're not moving through life in the unconscious or in autopilot. It seems like you always have this, like, in the background, this observer mode, or this truth mode that you kind of are in. There's something very beautiful on the horizon. Is it even on the horizon, or is it already here? It seems like it's already here. Oh, you remember that tower moment I said? Maybe this comes in the in the way of, oh my gosh, again, major arcana, guys. You're manifesting something very powerful. You are you've planted something. There's something that's taken root, and I think it's like come from unifying with your light and your dark aspects. There's something that's being birthed here. This could very well have to do with love, or just anything that you're manifesting, that you're like putting your intention into right now. And that could even be, when I say love, that doesn't just mean romantic love. That can be self-love. That could be love coming in the way of a passion project. You're creating something though. There's something here. You might actually literally be pregnant. What else can you tell the collective about what their higher self, their inner vision is trying to reveal to them right now? Guys, the Tower. Something's happening. We got 4 major arcanas in a row. So this might be a very chaotic energy. It might seem like life is kind of falling apart, or it might seem like things are, but it feels like it's also, it has the energy of falling into place. But I think with the Devil energy, it's like there's something, maybe like the patterns and the habits or certain illusions, certain karmic attachments inwardly that you have towards yourself and patterns in your life. It's like maybe they're all like coming to a head right now. And it feels like they're like on overdrive. These patterns, these unhealthy attachments, whatever that looks like to you, it has to be something karmic, something that doesn't really feel in alignment with you anymore. Maybe it's something from your past that has kind of came around cycle after cycle after cycle to kind of help you help you grow. It's something has changed in you, collective. And this could have been a very jarring change, a very jaw-dropping change, because it came very quick, like lightning, and it shook up your world in a way. But it's like in this shaking up energy, it's almost like, and I think it's very interesting. I was talking about the yin and the yang, the light and the dark. That energy kept coming up. This reminds me of like light, dark, light, dark. So it's like you're finding some sort of balance. I'm being drawn to this. Is that like a plant? A bracelet of like plants? You could be very connected to nature at this point. You're very grounded and rooted in your intuition right now, collective. So I mean, it's interesting that you would come on this video. Maybe you're trying to clarify something that you already know. Yeah, but it seems like there's been some sort of major shift, and with the Devil, it has to do with some sort of attachment, some sort of karmic tie, and this could even go back to like familial type ties. But something definitely shook that up, and it's like now there's like a great change. There's this new energy. It's like you even feel reborn in some way or another, because of this change, because of this shift, because maybe these patterns that you were in for years and years and years, or these cycles, maybe that was like, I just lost what I was gonna say. Okay, I don't know if it was meant to be said then. It'll probably come back to me though. But it just feels like there's something's about to be birthed, something big, because like I said, 4 major arcanas is kind of crazy, right? Like that's not like an everyday occurrence. But yeah, these cycles that have kind of stayed in your life from your past, they're kind of, it's like this is the final countdown, this is the final approach of like, we're never going back there again, that we're finally being like freeing ourselves, cutting the string, breaking the chain of these patterns, because it no longer serves us and it's no longer helping us flourish as we are supposed to. because you're in this Empress energy right now, collective, this energy of birthing something beautiful, of being very abundant and balanced and grounded and trusting in your intuition, trusting in the path. But I think some of these things are they're like reaching out to you like, oh, do you want to go backwards? Or do you want to go forwards? Do you want to like birth something new? Or do you want to continue an old cycle again until you see it differently? I think there are tests happening right now, collective, to see if you are ready to embark on this new journey, to see if you really are ready to let these things go, to break these chains that you have had around you. And this could be like a relationship, this could be an unhealthy attachment to a substance, or like it could literally be anything that has kind of held you or kept you shackled. But yeah, Spirit's like, we are going to start a new wheel. The new wheel is going to be one that is abundant and that is for you, that doesn't come from your attachment wounds, or it doesn't come from the pain body. It comes from your truth. It comes from love. A lot of times we operate in our pain body and we have these cycles because it's familiar and it's comfortable, and it's something that maybe, even though it's not in alignment with us, which I feel like it wouldn't be if it wasn't in alignment with us, I think you're just meant to be in this new energy. Like, Spirit's like, we are starting something new because you're in this balance. You're healing your shadow, you're connecting with your light, you're balancing your chakras, and you're trusting in Spirit, and you're really looking at your shadow aspects for what they truly are and not for the illusion or that haze. Sometimes, especially if you're addicted to substances or something like that, it could be like when you numb yourself or whatever, it feels amazing, it feels like we're in this haze and it feels comfortable, but then when you come out of it, you're like, oh, that's not in alignment with me. That's actually something that's controlling me. Oh my gosh, I thought this was like a puppet, but it's literally a person with their head in their hands, being like a puppet. Yeah, it's like you're learning how to not let your shadows walk you like a dog, but to walk them like a dog, but not in the sense of like disrespectful. Confirmation? Also, my brother is sleeping. But yeah, it's like you're learning how to not allow these shadows, these patterns, these cycles to continue to control you, to control your mindset. You are freeing yourself from these things, and something big had to happen for this to occur, for this freedom energy, for you to cut those strings. I think maybe okay, this is probably a message for not everybody, but you could have like met somebody romantically, and it's like they illuminated a lot of these things, and it kind of shifted or altered your view of life, your view of your world, and it made you be like, oh wait, I actually am this Empress, and I actually do want to stand in this energy. I don't want to continue these old cycles. It brought them so close to your face, like you could not hide from them any longer. And Spirit's been like, okay, this is the final countdown. You hear me? This is the chance. We're cutting these strings, we're cutting these ropes. We're not going to keep these in our lives anymore, because this is a very big, drastic change, because you're doing this deep transformation with the Empress. Yeah, these shadows, these habits, they don't seem so great anymore, do they? No, because they're not in alignment with who you are, and Spirit is showing you that there's a new path that is actually aligned for you, that's balanced for you. It's not one or the other. It's not the darkness overweighs the light or the light overweighs the darkness. It's something balanced. Okay. Should we get more of these, guys? Yeah, like you could have felt like you could be having like back pain or shoulder pain, or just like tension, like cricks in your neck or something like that, because it's like these energies, you're starting to really feel them for what they are, and feel them because you're seeing them for what they are now. It's like, oh, this has been weighing me down. This is something that's been holding me stuck. And it's like there's no way you can not see the truth of this anymore. There's no way that you can pretend that these habits, that these things are actually in alignment with who you truly are. You can't hide from it anymore, because for one, your intuition is spot on right now. That inner voice, she's clear. Okay? So what is the collective's higher self or inner voice trying to tell them right now? What is the collective's higher self or inner voice trying to tell them? I'm just drawn to her face. How, like, she just knows that she's the ish. She's like, I'm beautiful, I'm abundant, I have so many opportunities, like, I'm balanced, I trust myself. I'm gonna read this, actually. I'm feeling it. We're gonna read the Empress, the beautiful Empress, the Divine Feminine. The Divine Feminine, prolific creativity, fertility, motherhood, unity, the goddess, sensuality, nurturing, abundance, empathy, unconditional love, unification, body, mind, and spirit. Unification of body, mind, and spirit. So as I was reading this, and I'm glad that it says unification of body, mind, spirit, because I think that's truly what you're doing. You're literally unifying with all these different aspects of yourself. I think you're ready. You're ready to birth the life, a life of richness, fertility, creativity, unity. You're awakening to your inner goddess. And it's like you've been affirming this to yourself, collective. You might have literally been saying affirmations or incantations, or trying to affirm this and ingrain it into your subconscious mind, because you know that you know it to be true. On a deep cellular level, you know it to be true. And you're radiating that energy. And I think sometimes we think that when these shadows come back up, especially when we're in the midst of transformation, we're like, oh my gosh, I'm like taking steps back, or like, I'm not where I want to be. No, honey, you're exactly where you need to be right now. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Guys, the dark, I don't know if you can see this, it goes into his hair like that, and then this over here goes into her little vines. And just notice that. It's very cool, because all these energies connect. So it says, this Gaian Empress radiates fertile energy, positive outcomes, and unconditional love, the flourishing creative energy of the earth. So bring your dreams from the ethereal realms and ground them, share them, birth them, her bountiful abundance. This is what I was going to say. When we're in this midst of transformation and you're really feeling into this energy, you're affirming it to yourself, things will come up to kind of try to shake you in way of tests, lessons, old habits. Things will come up and it can seem like you're going backwards, but I promise you, you're not. These are old energies trying to come back around to see if you actually mean what you say. You're affirming all these beautiful things about yourself, but in the midst of chaos, or in the midst of old familiar patterns that no longer serve you, are you still going to stand strong in that affirmation and affirming that to yourself? Are you still going to stand strong in your trust for the universe, in your trust for the unfolding of your life? And sometimes we fall into old patterns, but as long as you remember, hun, there's a great change. And I think this is a good change, but it's very big. It's not going to be small. It's not something that you won't be able to see or recognize. It's almost like you're going to see your own transformation and you're going to be like, whoa. You're going to shake your own world up because of all the work that you've done. And you're going to shake the world up in the outside world as well, because others are going to be able to see that and feel that. You're no longer who you once were. You're entering a time of profound healing and blessings. And if you are feeling any lack of inspiration or possibilities, seek to heal your physical temple and to nourish your soul by embodying her shining creative essence. Boy, is that true. Continue to move calmly and gracefully in the direction of what, oh my gosh, in the direction of which whispers yes. This card often affirms that you are on the right track. So keep growing, beautiful seer, and work with nature of your situation instead of against it. I feel like that very much aligns with everything we've been talking about. So let's get some more, shall we? With this deck, Spirit, is there anything else you can tell the collective about what their inner voice is trying to tell them? You just got to keep trusting. Pardon. Holy Spirit, Great Spirit, what is the collective? What is the collective's inner voice trying to show them, trying to reveal to them now that they maybe aren't seeing clearly yet? Okay, seriously. Another major arcana. Your inner voice is telling you to take the leap and trust. Take the leap, take the leap, take the leap. Trust fall, guys. Your intuition's been telling you this for months, maybe even years, because you've had this inner vision for a while. You've had this idea to create, but then your old habits come back or your old insecurities come back and they try to tell you and whisper to you like, oh no, this is the way that you need to go because this is what's familiar to us. This is how we've been doing. But then you're like, no. We are different now. Spirit's telling me, you know what you need to do. You need to just take that leap. You need to trust fall into the universe because, honey, the way that the cards are going, you will be successful. Don't let your old insecurities or old shadow aspects hold you back or control you any longer because you've risen above that. You've learned that you're the alchemist. You've learned how to navigate through these energies and to have this trust and to balance your light and your dark. Don't forget. You're meant to just fall, trust fall into this passion, into this birthing this newness, this idea that you've had. You're meant to do it. You're meant to do it. You're meant to do it. And you're meant to be successful at it. Okay? You're meant to be successful at it. You see how beautiful and happy they are? Yeah, you're not going to be one of those people that falls into the numbers. You're meant to do something here extraordinary. You're meant to birth something into this realm that's beautiful, and you wouldn't have been able to if you didn't go through what you went through. That dark energy, you wouldn't have been able to do what you're doing now, this work that you're here to do, this mission that you're here to accomplish. You wouldn't have been able to do it in the way that you're doing it now, that is completely in alignment and perfect for you, if you hadn't faced these trials, if you hadn't faced these shadow aspects, if you hadn't felt through these chains or these cords, because you wouldn't have known how to transmute them and alchemize them and grow from them and to literally transform into this beautiful energy that you're in right now. Let the tower fall. It's not as beautiful. I mean, he's beautiful, but it's not what you think it is. Okay? This is who you are. You're not meant to be another number in your lineage who just continues the cycles of those before you. You're meant to birth something new, something beautiful, something real. Something that doesn't stem from illusions. Ooh, and you're meant to be confident. Look at that. You got a pair there too. What else can you tell the collective spirit? What else can you tell the collective? What is their inner voice, their inner truth trying to say? I think you're getting like higher wisdom about something, like about how maybe in the past you hid yourself because maybe you didn't know how others would react, or you didn't feel like you deserved something. Whatever this energy was that kept you from embodying who you truly are, who you're embodying now, I think maybe you're seeing the ways in which that you guarded your cup, guarded your blessings because you were scared in some way or another. But I think you're being called to be free. There's like an energy of being free, free from these attachments, free from these illusions, finding this higher wisdom and taking a leap of faith, even if you don't know if you're on stable ground. Because Spirit is here to catch you. You're not going to fall into an empty abyss. There's something beautiful that's being created here. What is this energy, Spirit, that's being created? Well, you might be walking away from something. Yeah, there's something being illuminated within you. So this comes under the Tower, so it's very interesting. It's like there's some sort of ending. There's some sort of big life-altering change that happens, I think. But it's something that's necessary to happen. You might have already had this painful ending, but it's like you're looking to the horizon. You're following the path. You're trusting the path. There's a completion. There's an energy of completion here. Like this tower has already fallen. And I'm not saying like it, I said it was like something that you would be able to see. Like it would be something, it could also be something that you very deeply feel, because if it's connecting to the devil and all of these like illusions and shadow aspects, it could be a deep inner tower moment that you have this insane realization about yourself, or about how you've been holding yourself back for so long from being who you truly are. And it's like something shakes up inside of you that causes you to illuminate yourself. So let me I'm gonna set this here. Hopefully that works. Okay. Okay, Spirit, so what can you tell the collective? What is their inner voice? I'm gonna read the Queen of Swords here. I skimmed past the Ten of Swords, and listen to what it says. The Ten of Swords comes to us in times of blinding truth, when delusion is lifted. Sometimes the truth is painful because it indicates backstabbing or a personal loss. So this is an end to the current path. Oh my gosh. What we were talking about. You were teetering between these worlds, right? There's an abrupt end to the old cycles here. And that can be painful, especially if it's something that you've been cycling in your life for years. Remember what I said about those years cycles, those things that keep coming back around? So there's an abrupt ending to that. And then especially that being under the tower, there's an ending to something. And it might be painful to let go of, but I think ultimately it's orchestrated to happen this way. Are you going through a breakup? Are you going through a breakup with your past self? Something's happening, guys. Yeah, you're like, you're seeing this truth. You've got like a wisdom. You're seeing things from a higher perspective. There's a high wisdom happening. Excuse me. And you're being illuminated from your past pains. It's like you're no longer stuck anymore. You might think that you are, but I don't think you are, collective. I think that the abrupt ending to this energy has already happened. Maybe you're still feeling it a little bit, but you're already looking like this Empress. You've already done a lot of inner work. Let these towers fall where they're meant to, because I think you're gaining wisdom from this ending, or you may have already gained wisdom. Like I said, your shadow can be a great teacher for you if you allow it. If you don't allow it to control you, to spiral you out of control. So, Spirit, what is the collective? What does the collective's inner voice want them to know? What is their higher self trying to tell them right now? What is their higher self trying to reveal to them right now, Spirit? Oh my gosh. Drop some cards. Alright. What is the collective's inner voice trying to tell them right now, Spirit? Wait, actually, I was told before to let this be the last one, so we're gonna do this one first. Oh my gosh, the cards are falling. I'm trying to shuffle it off of these, but I think I'm just gonna have to do it. Great Spirit, Holy Spirit, what is the collective's inner voice trying to tell them right now that we haven't already covered, or that we need clarification for? What is the collective's inner voice, higher self, trying to tell them right now? Interesting. So the medallion has to do with some sort of like heirloom. There's something that, and it could be physical or spiritual, like a gift passed down through family. Interesting. Okay, I'm starting to see what this is meaning. Because look at this. You see the hand reaching out for that medallion. You see his hand reaching out. So this is giving like the energy of there was something passed down from generation to generation. This could very well be something physical, like a piece of jewelry that holds some sort of energy. It needs to be cleansed. But this is also very spiritual in a sense that you may have been handed down something from your family line, some sort of illusion, some sort of shadow aspect that has kept you and other people kind of stuck. But it's felt like something that you needed to carry because it's part of your family line. But there's something here that needs to be cleansed or has been cleansed. It's like you're either letting go of some sort of spiritual or physical heirloom, or you're cleansing that spiritual or physical heirloom because it wasn't balanced. You've had to let go of, and this is something, again, painful. So there could have been a family falling out. That is what this ending could be about. That kind of helped you to see things clearly for the first time. Like, oh, that's actually a shadow aspect. That's actually an illusion. That's actually a pattern, a cycle that I have taken on for years from my family, or it's been something that's kind of had me controlled for years. But it's like I'm taking off that ring. I'm taking off that piece of jewelry. I'm taking off that spiritual burden that's not mine to carry. Because it's empty. It's not that it's empty, it's that it holds such dense energy that you just don't need, or you don't resonate with anymore, because you are birthing this newness, And yeah, this could very well have been a family falling out or something, where you literally gave something back to a family member, or you literally let something go. That could have been very difficult, but you did it. Yeah. Yeah, you see this? The threshold? You've been at this threshold point, and you see this light that's under here. You were in the dark for a little bit, but there's something illuminating. You're about to break through this barrier, or you already have, because you've got the Tower and the Ten of Swords. So there's already been something that happened, and you were at the threshold for so long because you were kind of, remember I said that teetering energy, because it felt familiar. It felt like something that belonged to you because it was passed on to you. But I think you've realized what is not yours, and what you want and what you don't want to allow into your space. And you've like broken through this energy, and you found celebration and success and union within yourself, and you maybe even found a community. I'm getting a message, could be specific. You could have found a community of people that feel more like family than your own family. It's like you found your soul tribe, and it was like, oh, like, you know, the energy of like where you like move away from home and then you come back on like a holiday, and then you're like, you realize, oh, this really isn't that healthy. Like the environment, it just feels unhealthy or something like that. It's like maybe you went away, you found community, you found your soul tribe, and you're like, oh, this is what real family is supposed to feel like. It's the safety, it's the celebration, it's being able to be free and excited and happy, and being free to embody your own true self, and you don't have to cover up your heart in fear of getting hurt because they don't want to hurt you. And then you go back home to your family, like your blood family, and then you're like, oh, maybe this wasn't as healthy as I thought it was. Or you're like, I'm leaving something behind with me the next time I leave, or I'm transmuting this, but it feels like you're leaving something behind. You're like, this isn't mine anymore to carry, this isn't mine anymore to keep, because I'm birthing a new world. There's something new for me here, I deserve more than this. I deserve to have a beautiful, abundant life. And I've been at this threshold, and you broke through it, honey. Look, and you found yourself, your true self. What else can you tell the collective spirit about this energy? Is that clean? I think I need to read this one. What is that? This kind of matches my nose. You're coming into your queen energy. Girl, you're beyond the queen. You're like you're in the goddess energy. You're in the divine mother energy. Ooh, you're passionate. You're alluring and magnetic at this moment. Well, you might have went home, like visited family after not visiting them for a while, and they're like, who the heck is this person? Like, who is you? Who is you? Like, what? You're like bright. You're no longer letting these things keep you down. You're not letting it place barriers on your heart anymore. You're like, I'm free, I deserve to be free, and I'm gonna bloom, I'm gonna blossom. Oh, I wanna read the queen energy. You wanna hear that? Oh, I've already made it, never mind. Oh, guys, the queen is literally the Empress card. The Empress, the Mother Queen, the Sovereign. You're going back home to your family, and you're a sovereign being now. You're no longer entrapped in these old things anymore. And they're like, what the heck? How are you so free? What'd you go off and do? So we have, it says, like her counterpart, the king, the queen has a dualistic nature. Either she presides over the realm with grace and eloquence that comes from the heavens to uplift the spirit of others, or she falls into petty, contemptuous moods, casting a shadow across the land. If the king is the ego, the queen is the expression of that ego in the world. She is the lotus bloom, the dancer's bow, the moon's radiant reflection. When the queen is seated in her rightful and righteous place, she is patient and forgiving. She waits for the grace of God and goddess to move through her, striving and grasping for nothing. To be the benevolent leader, to embody the queen, is to settle deep into trust, resolve, and power. The royal queen fears nothing, for divinity itself cradles her heart. You are moving into I don't know why I keep getting the energy of like going home and seeing family you haven't seen for a while, and having like those old energies come back up, come back around more, because who better than to be a mirror to your pain than your family? Like, who better to remind you of your childhood self than your family? And so I think it's different this time because you're moving with a certain energy where you're trusting, where you are kind of in your power. You're embodying grace and courage, and you have this stillness to you, this soft, confident energy that maybe people didn't realize that was there before. Like you hadn't touched it whenever you saw these people last, but now you have. Ooh, it says read Cleopatra's monologue in Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra, Act 5, Scene 2. Then read about Inanna, Tara, and Hera. The queen does not accept the hand of a prince, but claims the throne, knowing the king draws near. She is a magnet for the fully embodied masculine and entertains nothing less. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? I know I did. I actually want to read Cleopatra's monologue for you guys. I think that would be fun. 1212 could be significant. Also 717. Okay, let's see. Cleopatra's monologue in Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra. Act 5. Bear with me, guys. Scene 1. So it says, the synopsis says, Caesar expresses grief for Antony's death, fearing that Cleopatra will herself and thus prevent his displaying her in his triumphal march. He sends Proculus to tell her that she has nothing to fear from Caesar. So Caesar... Do I really need to read all of this? Where is Cleopatra? Hang on, guys. Where are we at? Act 5, Scene 2? Okay. Okay, here we are. So another synopsis. While Proculus is delivering Caesar's message of comfort to Cleopatra, other of Caesar's soldiers surprise and capture her. Oh? Okay, let's read her monologue. My desolation does begin to make a better life. 'Tis paltry to be Caesar, not being fortune, he's but fortune's knave, a minister of her will, and is a great. To do that thing that ends all other deeds, which shackles accidents and bolts up change, which sleeps. See, guys, I'm not a great reader right now. which sleeps and never pallets more the dung, the beggar's nurse and Caesar's. Okay. All right. Caesar sends greeting to the Queen of Egypt. So this is Proculius. All right, guys. I don't know. This is probably not the best thing for me to read. Let's try the other one. Inanna, Tara, and Hera. Let's read about them. Because that didn't really... I mean, if that gave you a message, that's confirmation for somebody. There's something about that monologue, or Cleopatra in general. So, Inanna, Tara, and Hera. So Inanna, Tara, and Hera are all goddesses from different pantheons, each associated with various aspects of feminine power and influence. Ooh, you got the goddesses walking with you. Inanna from Sumerian mythology is a goddess of love, war, and fertility. Tara, a prominent figure in Buddhism, is a compassionate deity known for her wisdom and swift action, helping those in need. Hera, the queen of the Olympian gods in Greek mythology, is the goddess of marriage, women, and family. While their roles and origins differ, all three are powerful female figures who have been revered and worshipped in their respective cultures. Interesting. So you're meant to be very respected. I think you're very much embodying the energy of the goddess, because you've got the queen, which is the empress. You've got the empress. You've got the fool, the four of wands, like even the queen of swords. It's like you're very much embodying the energy of the goddess. And then we also had this siren at the bottom. So it feels like you're like, I don't know why, again, you might be going home or meeting with family or something like that, people that knew you from your past before you had this transformation, and it's like you are walking in this like fully embodied energy now, and people feel it radiating off of you. You've been at this threshold, but you finally decided to step into your fullness, into the truth of who you are. You finally allowed your lotus flower to bloom, and you've let go of the things that you know are not in alignment with you, even if it was painful, even if it was difficult, even if it was chaotic, because you knew that on the other side of that was going to be something so beautiful, and that it was worth it. All right. So Spirit, what can you give us to close this message for the collective? What can you tell the collective to close this message? Any guidance, any wisdom for them? Are you partaking in something, in some like marijuana? I just got like a whiff of weed. I'm not smoking. That might be some sort of ritual for you in and of itself. Or maybe you're being called to connect to that like in a ritualistic way, like setting intentions over it before you smoke, because it's literally like a ritual, because you've got fire, you've got earth, you might have water, and you have air. So there's something hidden knowledge, there's a silent understanding that has happened, that's taken place. 7 could be significant. I think you've tapped into your Akashic records, and Spirit is saying to keep seeking, to keep trying to find more parts of yourself, trying to understand more parts of yourself. Yeah, I think you're awakening to your gifts. You're very much, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. It's so, I know it can be so hard to really trust your inner voice, to trust your intuition, because sometimes you don't really know what is what, because there are these things blocking. But I think that since you've done this work, it's like you've awakened more to your own inner knowing, your trust, your clairvoyance, or any of your other gifts. Because, go with the flow. You've let go. You've trusted. Look Destiny for the collective. Brilliant beliefs, luminous life force, personal power. The power that you are like exuding right now, chills. You should be so incredibly proud of yourself because you've remembered your own life force and you've got like a spirit team around you. You probably talk to them too. One more card, Spirit, to close for the collective. One more card to close for the collective, Spirit. Alright, one more card for the collective, Spirit. I don't know if we need one more. I feel like maybe the message has been clear. Let's just get a bottom of the deck. Innovation, new creations. Like I said, you're birthing something new, honey bunny. And it's beautiful. It's bright. It's clear. Your inner light is shining very, very bright. And you're very much connected to the wisdom of spirit. I guess like the message has been pretty clear. Keep going. If you haven't already broken through the threshold, you're very much on your way. And no matter what chaos comes up, no matter what endings happen, you must remember that you are still on a beautiful journey and you're creating something very, very beautiful. You're balancing out your energy, and you found, or you will find, your tribe, and that comes when you surrender, when you trust fault with the universe. Okay. All right, I think that's gonna be all for this video. Yeah, I think that's all. I hope that this gave you some clarity and it kind of made your inner voice a little bit louder from what you already knew to be true, because I think you definitely have an inkling. You know some stuff, honey. Okay? So yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there. I hope that you guys have a wonderful night or day, and remember to keep shining your light and trusting in spirit, because the wheel is turning in your favor. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you guys again soon. I love you so much. And as always, peace and blessings are manifesting also. Again, look at my frog. Look at him. He's so cute. Look at his little butt. All right. Bye.